Hello, I prepared this presentation on CCDT for the audience of the Foreign Language Education and Technology Conference that will be held at Harvard University in August 2015. I hope instructional designers, educational technologists, foreign language teachers, specifically English as a second language teachers, and graduate students, as well as all others interested in the field of learning and teaching with emerging technologies, will find this presentation insightful. Well, let's get started. First of all, I want to start with the definition and the characteristics of CCDT. In other words, the Collaborative Curriculum Design Tool. For the purposes of designing effective instruction in an academic preparation course, also a high intermediate to low advanced ESL course, a collaborative curriculum design tool was chosen as the major educational technology. The target audience includes adult English as a second language students preparing for undergraduate and/or graduate schools in the US. Primary learning objective of this design is to help students improve their academic English skills in various domains. Technological tools selected to achieve this learning goal consist of those that promote the development of each competency in the language. There are numerous software programs employed to support students' vocabulary, reading, and writing skill development, in addition to assisting with their improvement in listening and speaking fluency. Let's pass on to the next slide. Characteristics of CCDT. What are the 3 P's as far as CCDT is concerned? Well, CCDT is a practical, progressive, and participatory online instructional design tool. It has conformity with theoretical and pedagogical principles. It has congruence with currently popular instructional design models and computer-aided ESL instruction. So educators who desire to transcend their current instructional practices with educational technologies can substantially benefit from CCDT. Continuous technology use, both inside and outside of the classroom, is a driving force behind this instructional product, which is empowered by various audiovisual technologies that are designed to promote students improving their academic English skills, pretty much in all skills, which are vocabulary, reading, writing, listening, and speaking. In order to reach this goal, a comprehensive unit lesson curriculum, which is Microbiology, Unit 7, was created. Guided by the principles of the analysis, design, development, implementation, and evaluation, also called ADDIE, instructional design model. This creative instructional product presents a learning and teaching approach that is fundamentally constructivist. CCDT can be described as an online interactive design tool utilized to craft effective curricula, unit lessons, or other instructional products. It is a tech-savvy tool that helps educators share their designs with their colleagues or other educators, not with learners, via a common platform, which lends itself to a collaborative environment of sharing theoretical frameworks, learning and pedagogical approaches, as well as hands-on instructional practices with one another. Easy access and clear interface of the tool makes design engaging and quite fun for educators as they view their pattern by using each of the following components under the Teaching for Understanding, which is also called TFU, framework. These elements under TFU are going to be through lines, generative topics, understanding goals, also called UGs, performances of understanding, also called POUs, and ongoing assessments, or OAs, and other essential elements as well. On this slide, you will see an exemplary unit lesson designed with the CCDT. On this slide, you will see the essential components of CCDT, starting with through lines, which we also call overarching goals, and generative topics, as well as unit level understanding goals. On the next slide, we also have the performances of understanding, ongoing assessment, and other essential elements of CCDT if you, as an instructional designer or an instructor, simply want to add these elements at the end of your design. Well, in my case, I preferred to include blank pages and certainly the resources. This visual clearly demonstrates an example of an instructional product designed through CCDT for a group of adult ESL learners in this academic preparation course, while each module, from through lines to generative topics to performances of understanding to ongoing assessments and to other components like the blank pages or the resources that I myself had additionally included under the content, embedded under the TFU framework, includes unit-level content and leads to a deeper and a holistic understanding of the unit designed for meaningful learning. In Figure 2, you will see through lines, which allow the ESL teacher of this very academic preparation course to set the following learning objectives for her students. Below is the list of these goals and expectations that the educator of this design most wants her students to understand at the end of this 6-week ESL course. 1. Students will internalize their knowledge in the academic topics in Unit 7, which is fighting infectious diseases. And students will be able to construct their own meanings from within this topic. 2. By using asynchronous and synchronous technologies, the students will engage in an interactive learning environment where they will not only interact and communicate with the instructor, but also with their peers. In Figure 2, I want to demonstrate the through lines or overarching goals of this unit lesson. With these overarching goals, the students are expected to develop a deeper understanding of the content from the given unit, which is Unit 7. And the particular topic obviously will be fighting infectious diseases, so the students are expected to understand the content thoroughly. Through lines will be closely related to the understanding goals in a bit for the specific unit and vice versa also. CCDT helps facilitate instruction in any discipline and in any educational, training, or professional development setting. By use of CCDT, instructors, instructional or curriculum designers, trainers, educational technologists, and all others interested in creating innovative, effective, and engaging instructional materials for their learner groups can easily create and access and account for their course on the web. They can also continuously edit their design work through this platform, and after finalizing it, they can electronically publish the completed design work. Technology-supported learning will help the students understand the meaning and value of communication in a student-faculty and faculty-faculty interaction. At the end of the unit under this study, or microbiology, all students will also be able to demonstrate enhanced fluency in writing and listening. They will additionally build on their advanced academic vocabulary repertoire. The instructor of this adult ESL course wants her students to acquire all skills in English through the use of below educational technologies: e-portfolios involving digital videos, creating personal narrative videos that they can edit and publish. There are some examples to these video makers, like iMovie, Microsoft Office, YouTube, Final Cut Pro, and other storytelling software programs, as well as designing blogs and wikis, using the word cloud tool, Wordle, and online dictionaries such as Visual Thesaurus, JTW, and others, so students can build upon their advanced academic vocabulary skills. Students will be able to design interactive presentations with Prezi, Microsoft PowerPoint, or Adobe Presenter using social networking tools such as FaceTime, Line, Google Chat, Skype, Adobe Connect, Lexly, Twitter, and Facebook, so they can also socially connect with one another. not only locally, but globally as well. In Figure 3, you will see a very good example to how we design word clouds with an online word cloud tool, Wordle. Wordle demonstrates the most frequently used words in Unit 7 Microbiology pertinent to the topic fighting infectious diseases. The instructor of this content-based course also wants her students to showcase their knowledge with a culminating digital portfolio project or an e-portfolio project at the end of this unit. By preparing an e-portfolio, students can demonstrate their performances in various skills in the English language based on their thorough understanding of topics. With this project, they can display their newly gained knowledge of the unit vocabulary words, in addition to their writing, listening, and speaking competencies. On this slide, you will see an oral presentation assessment rubric with which the instructor of this course is planning to assess her students' speaking fluency. The pertinent unit is microbiology, and the topic will be how to prevent the spread of infectious diseases. The instructor of this academic English course finally wants her students to socially interact with both their peers and herself by sharing a common culture of both content and method, and thus build a knowledge-building community of ESL learners. Danya et al. 2005 stressed that group-based interactive instruction helps students connect and build a community of digital learners in today's world of technology. Through grouping, A, the students will derive context-related meanings of academic words and appreciate what metaphorical use of the language is. B, the students will appreciate the application of war, battle-related vocabulary in real-life settings. C, the students will also develop an understanding of certain grammatical structures used to facilitate their academic vocabulary use in context and writing activities. Let's move on to the next essential component of the Teaching for Understanding framework in CCDT, generative topics. The unit topic to be taught in the 6-week course is Fighting Infectious Diseases in Unit 7, as we mentioned before. There are 8 units in sequence in the textbook, which is Academic Connections 4, or AC4. The textbook involves a built-in online lab, which we also call AC4 Online. It's an interactive course that provides a variety of skills-based activities to ESL students in all units. The course will heavily rely on supplemental activities through computer-mediated instruction, also called CMI. The online course will provide ESL students with hands-on applications as they acquire and implement vocabulary skills, reading, writing, listening, and speaking at the same time. Let's continue with the generative topics. Defining an infectious and a contagious disease and the subtle differences between the two terms will be one of the foci during academic vocabulary activities. Other generative topics relevant to the unit will be acquisition of and resistance or sensitivity to infectious diseases, and the ways with which to avoid or avert the process that occurs in everyday life. In this context, such generative topics will help the course instructor's students appreciate how germane this topic is in today's world. Other generative topics will involve students' comprehension of and differentiation among the following vocabulary words: pathogens, contract infectious diseases, epidemic, pandemic, symptom, syndrome, resist, susceptible, vulnerable, vaccination, and several others in both the AC4 textbook and its online lab. Finally, with this unit design, the students will also learn about other pertinent vocabulary words regarding humans' combat with infectious or communicable diseases, such as battle, wage a war against, overcome, attack, first line of defense against, keep under control, resist, and others. The students will also understand speakers' main discussion points as they listen to unit-related lectures.